Hey everyone, Dave Greco here again, and I am back. I apologize for kind of disappearing for the past few weeks. We had a ton of client work that I had to really get on top of, and I had to put priority over it. So I'm glad to be back. I'm going to be trying to put as many videos out as I usually can, but may be a little more sporadic than previous. So maybe not every week as much I've been trying to. There's just a lot of work coming in lately, which is a good thing, but I will try to keep up as much of these as possible. One of the pieces we had to tackle the past few weeks was a piece for the new Overwatch content update for Blizzard, which was great to do. I can show a part of it right here for you guys. So that took a ton of my time. It was a huge priority. It was an honor to be able to do a piece for Blizzard like that. So that was really fantastic. So guys, welcome back in to what we're gonna be drawing on tonight. What I'm actually gonna be working on tonight is a sketch that we're kind of started, put a few hours into it already. We're working a lot on the line drawing of it. And so I figured this is a piece that's going to it's going to take me probably the rest of the week. But we can hang out for the next half an hour as I kind of work on the line drawing a little bit more, and we can talk a bit. All right, let's hop over to that. We'll just do it live right now. We'll hop right over to this thing, and let's see what we got. All right, let me move this over here. Yeah, so this is actually a big commission piece for another streamer that we're doing some work for right now. And so it's a lot of fan pieces that they love, and they're gonna be printing this up on their wall right behind where they stream, which is very, very cool. Let's fix this camera here. We don't do a lot of editing on these videos. We kind of just do it pretty straight out. So hopefully everyone had like a really good past couple of weeks. Yeah, for me personally, it's been crazy, but it's been good, right? But we have a whole bunch of stuff we're working on right here, right? So we have like some Heroes of the Storm content. We have like Chrono Trigger. We got Prim from Secret of Mana. We got some Final Fantasy. I got a Heradrix Cube. And then over here we have Zelda, maybe like a little Triforce. We have like a Final Fantasy Crystal, some 8-bit Final Fantasy characters we're gonna throw in. Bobble Bobble, Mega Man, Metroids. I'm a big Murky fan. And then I want to put Jaina in here too. Oh, then we got my boy Thrall, looking pissed. That's how he does it. All right. I might try to get like a little bit of music going on the background here. We'll see if it works. If it didn't work, you won't hear any music. All right, so I figure we can actually start line drawing over this murky right here. So I have my normal brushes like I usually do. But sometimes for this line work, I've been putting this flow down to 50%, and then pushing this one right here for the always use pressure for size. And it has some pretty nice effects, especially when I'm doing my line work. And you've seen this in some previous pieces that I've done. Let me get this thing closer to my mouth here. I find that it does sound better the closer I have this mic to me. So I'm gonna try to keep it as close as possible. All right. I do this like really kind of looser sketch underneath it, and you guys have seen this in some of the previous videos. And then I like to spend time and do this cleaner one right over it. And granted, we end up painting over, a lot of this line, but I keep a lot of the line too in the final painting. And if you guys want to see me work on this piece for the next week, this will be what I'm painting on my Twitch channel all week long. This week will be this piece. I'm really looking to get this final and painted within about a week. So I figure this is a good opportunity for me to just chill with you guys, kind of kickstart getting some videos back up here for you guys to watch. We have some cool stuff going to be happening over on the Twitch channel too, but I'm also going to be recording it for YouTube also. So I've talked to some of my friends. One of my good buddies over at Sony Animation, he was the lead character animator for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and we're going to be talking to him on the channel hopefully in the next few weeks. I need to get some stuff sent over to Sony to finalize, and then he's just going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking. He's been at Sony for about maybe 15 years now, and for anyone looking to get into animation, into movies and games, I worked with him at EA for a little while, but he's working on movies primarily the past 15 years. And then he was able to manage the entire team of animators for Into the Spider-Verse, which is pretty amazing. That movie was phenomenal. So I will be recording that, and then that will also be uploaded to this channel as well. So we'll be doing that whole interview with no music and stuff, so I don't have to worry about that type of stuff. So that's gonna be super good. So yeah, guys, if you want to check over on my Twitch channel, which is just twitch.tv/DaveGrecoArt, should be pretty simple to follow and check out. Yeah, we'll be working on this piece over there this week for sure. Yeah, usually sometimes commission pieces like this get me a little nervous. They're so large. And so I get worried that like I could get slammed with a piece that just takes up too much time. But the subject of the piece was just so awesome. I've always loved all these characters so much. You know, especially growing up in the 80s and 90s, especially having some of these like retro characters in here. You know, it's nice. It's like more fan art than I've ever done in a single piece before. But it's cool. This is going to be like super fun to paint once we start getting color on. That's why I really want to finish up this black and white in the next day or so we can really start getting paint on it. I actually haven't played Here's a Storm in a long time. I did used to like to rock a lot of Murky, but I don't think he's a character that's played like in tournament level. But he is damn awesome. I like him a lot. So I'm kind of just going over some other pictures of Murky I have for reference, just kind of make sure I have some of these shapes going that he's got. Him and his crazy teeth. So I like this whole motion of all the characters right here. Like, these large collage pieces are kind of crazy. But I'm definitely trying to get this kind of like flow of motion of them kind of cascading towards the left here. Yeah, there's just like a lot of back and forth, a lot of like moving around. You know, we'll try to get some of Zelda's face here too. And I don't do a lot of like profile shots, but I'm trying to do them like a little bit, you know, it's worth doing them, get them in here, see if it can work. Yeah, so again, I'm just using my DG main brush for a lot of this line drawing. Oh, and I haven't even been able to make a video yet since like Endgame came out and all that stuff. You know, hopefully everyone had an awesome time at the movies. No spoilers, of course. You know I did. You know I did. I got to see it a second time. That's what I need to do. I had, I mean, I still loved it, but I could not believe it for me. So this is probably one of the first times this has ever happened to me in my life. Is at, you know, during the movie's awesome, and I start getting a killer headache in the middle of the movie. By the end, it was pounding, which is like, of all movies for that to happen to. And I think I was just like sleeping weird. I'd been working a lot. I kind of felt the headache coming on earlier that day. Poof. It's really insane that happened. So I feel like I need to go back and reappreciate a ton of it. And I also been thinking of some ideas of some other videos that we're going to be putting up here soon. That's more than Drawing with Dave. I want to have like a kind of video that just discusses the idea of going to art school or not going to art school. You know, that's probably one of the biggest, most asked questions I get on the channel. And I think it's always a pretty good thing to dive into. I guess I won't go into too many details now because I do want to talk about it on its own video. But I think there's a lot of things to factor in that's besides, you know, I think most people would want to go to school, but you know, it's so expensive. So people are always just kind of like looking for alternatives. But I think there's a lot of things to factor in with it. So I'm going to try to record that within the next week or so. And it's just gonna be totally just my opinion on it, really. Nothing is set in stone. I could have totally different opinion than someone else. Always be flipping these things. Let's get some more of Zelda here. Yeah, I still love playing like Zelda and Metroid. I have one of those like NES classics. I have the NES one too. I was playing Super Metroid like crazy. So much to the point where I was like looking at, speed clears of that game. Man, some people clear that game so fast. It's unbelievable. It makes me seem really bad at it. Yeah, so really I'm just going around. I'm not, spending a ton of time on each little part. But I'm trying to find some little shapes, and me, I'm trying to figure out some cool ways to make the hair flow. That might save us a little bit of time later when we paint it. There we go. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are looking forward to this year, whether movies or games. Now I can really look forward to the next Spider-Man coming out. Some people are, getting pretty burnt out on comic book movies, but I don't think I'll really ever get burnt out on them. It's kind of what I've been hoping for most of my life. And I say that, there's always a possibility, but I love the new Spider-Man movies that they have coming out. It's so good. Yeah, hit me up what games you guys are playing. I'm always flown between games lately. Even this weekend, I popped like into so many different MMOs. I couldn't just like nail down one to kind of play in my off time. Even checking out Elder Scrolls Online for the first time. Pop back into Guild Wars 2 for a little bit. A little Final Fantasy 14. It's crazy. I'm just kind of not sure where my feet are landing right now. I think a lot of gamers kind of do that sometimes. It's almost like I try to give myself small breaks in between painting. Sometimes I end up going too hard painting wise, and then you hit like a too hard of a burnout. I've come to realize that I need to really pepper in some game time in between. And I feel like I can continue steady for longer. But it's tough, right? We always have that artist guilt, I feel like. It's like, I guess I should be painting. But I want to play, you feel guilty if like, what, tonight I'm not going to paint. I'm just going to play games for like 5 hours. It's amazing. I love doing it. But I can't help being like, gosh, should we be painting? Should we be working on commission stuff? Should we kind of work on branding stuff tonight? Or should we try to make a piece that we put up on Instagram? It's always super hard. Really hard. But I think balance is good in everything that you do. So even here, I kind of keep my palm off the Cintiq quite a bit. Trying to stay just loose. I just want to kind of put in some nice little line quality. And still kind of have shapes that feel like they're kind of flowing around. So also this year, I am looking to see if I can make it to TwitchCon and BlizzCon. I definitely want to open up kind of in more of a concert or two besides those, but even like that, some of the comic book conventions to set up art tables at, to sell prints, to meet people. I think that'd be amazing. We were fortunate enough the other day, we had Art Germ actually popped into the Twitch channel and was talking to us, which was quite the honor. It was very, very cool to have him in there. and he was talking about conventions and I think a lot of the plus sides to doing them, and trying to encourage me to kind of get up in those. I was like, you know what, that actually is something I've been thinking about anyway. But to hear him say that, it's just like, you know what, all right, maybe we should take it a little more seriously, get that going. That was pretty cool. Last time I did that was one at the Austin Comic-Con. That was like 6 years ago. I wasn't doing kind of like any of the work or have any of the focus that we have these days. Let's see. I had these like little 8-bit guys, and I kind of had like copy and pasted them and shifted them. But when we do the final, I do kind of want to like paint these, like do little pixel paints of our fighter, black mage and white mage. You know, Final Fantasy 1 is still a game. I haven't done it in a few years. I'll still go back, even if it's just like an emulator on my computer, and do like one playthrough of Final Fantasy 1. God, it's still so good. Try to make a party makeup of something that's just kind of ridiculous. Though I've heard of some people trying to do it with like 4 white mages, and that just seems like crazy town. Let's just go right over these. I don't think I'm crazy enough for 4 white mages. I think I would lose my sanity. And then we have to get her pants and figure all that out at one point too. Oh man. And this was the first Moogle I've ever painted. It actually took quite a few. I used the design from, like, there's so many different kind of like Moogle designs. I think my favorite ones were the ones in Final Fantasy 11, which I played for a decent amount of time, and that I stopped when WoW launched in 2004. Although I hear quite a few people still play the game. I have a coworker that still plays 11 a lot, which is crazy and awesome at the same time. Yeah, I started kind of just like rambling more kind of everyday thoughts today. We're not really talking about too much specifics like art-wise as we work on this, but I kind of like this time just to be me working and hang out with you guys at the same time. All right, let's see here. So I'm not sure how long we are going. Obviously, we can't finish this whole thing on here. I want to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Tell you some things we are planning on doing. For the next one of these, I will have some stuff on Scratch. I wanted to start doing some more self-portraits. I haven't done any self-portraits in a long time. And I'm starting to realize that I think I need more expressions in my characters' faces. They all kind of look the same lately, and I think we could start to figure out some of that with some self-portraits. It's easy just to kind of get some kind of selfie shots of myself for us to work from. Oh man, Metroids are so weird looking. They're kind of gross. It's like they got these like little brains in there. They'll kind of like shoot out into these little veiny bits, little membranes. This is gonna be cool when it actually gets painted though, that kind of like gelatin look and feel. think we want like a little baby one down here. Just a little baby one. It's just a happy little Metroid baby. Hanging out next to Zelda. Sometimes you have to channel a little Bob Ross no matter what you're painting. Although it looks kind of like a weird skull. But I'm not too worried about it. Even at this phase, I'm just not super concerned. I know when I'm doing like line drawing, I like a lot of my lines to connect to their lines, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like doing this where it's like a lot of like free floating stuff. But I feel like everything kind of has to connect. And obviously some areas will be kind of free floating, but I think that connectivity is important. And it's like some of these too, I wonder like how much I should go around and do like heavier line work on some areas just to break it out from the other things around it. I don't know. But that may actually be something cool we do. Like, kind of towards the end, we'll go around. And I can thicken out some part of the characters just to separate them out. You know, not totally the same width all the way around. I think that would not be as interesting. But we can get some, you know, definitely some areas like that. Even with Premiere, she looks a little, she's pretty happy looking here. But we could definitely break her out. We got Artanis in the back, and I gotta figure some other stuff out with him too. He's kind of crazy. Because I think if we have some like real light lines and all this type of stuff back here, we can break out our hair with a little bit of thicker line. I'm hoping a lot of this line work comes through when we do end up painting it. I think that'll add some nice personality to it. Yeah, just kind of doing this thing all the way around. That'll be good. Yeah, I think adding the different weight to everything is gonna be nice. I think it's gonna be worth spending that time. Like I said, I wouldn't go around and just give it the same weight to everything to break certain things out, but it'll work in some nice areas. Because then if you have some nice strong weight here, you can do some nice finer lines kind of behind it. And just makes it feel that much nicer. You know what I mean? Even some of these shapes are just kind of nonsense back here. But they don't have to be anything specifically. I'm just kind of filling in that negative space. I don't want it like totally blank. I'm kind of like thinking about design as much as I am thinking about the entire illustration. But yeah, this is definitely one of my larger commissions have been done this year. But I think it's gonna be worth it. She seems super ecstatic for it, and you know, that's one of the great things about being an artist and an illustrator, and you know, I guess anyone that creates something for someone else, is that when you see like how much someone else loves it and appreciates it, you know, that's such an awesome feeling. That you're giving them something that's like totally unique and something that they can like really love. That's definitely worth more than whatever they're paying you for it. You know, that comes into a factor in a lot of that commission work that I do is, you know, how much do I enjoy working on that piece or love the subject matter, and that matters a lot for me. I've talked to a lot of people lately and how much I charge for commissions or that type of stuff? How do I choose certain ones? It's always that the type of work and what you're painting does come into the picture for me. Absolutely. Like I want to love the content that I'm working on. I'm fortunate to be in a position where I can kind of pick that. That's not always the case. I've definitely done work in the past where I just had to do it. But if it's subject matter and for people that you really want to do work for, it's pretty amazing. I'm very fortunate. And I'm fortunate to have you guys watching this. I appreciate it. I love hanging out with you guys, reading the comments down below. Seriously, it's been life-changing. Never thought I'd be doing this. I'm excited to color in our boy Thrall here. So we'll get him all gritty looking. We can give like a little thickness to this hood here too. Keep flipping. This is pretty much how we're going to do a lot of the piece here. And we can figure out where some of these reflections, little grooves and bumps are going to be. And I like doing this little subtle line work in there, just this kind of like little fine stuff. I think that stuff will come through in the painting too. So even like this area here, I'd like to fill in with like some either like folds in his fabric. It's kind of just like nonsense detail. But I want to have something in here. Just kind of just fills it in. And then we can give a little shadow and shapes to it when we do the final painting. Same thing with the back of our hair. We can maybe thicken that out. Because we're going to have this blue of this Final Fantasy crystal behind it. And that's going to affect a lot of the lighting for everyone here. That'll be really interesting. There we go. We got Thrall's little beard action. He is a grumpy dude sometimes. I might just put some kind of random shapes through here. Just kind of break this up. I'm not sure like what it's going to be. I've been doing kind of like more random shapes like this in my work. It's just kind of, I don't know. Like I have it over here, around her, right here. I don't know. It's just kind of something I've been adding into work lately. Just kind of makes it a little more unique, add something. Might change the direction of how your eye perceives everything. Yeah, so I think that may be probably what we're gonna work on here tonight. I know if probably still feels short, but I'm not sure how long this was. We're going over 30 minutes. I'm always afraid to make the YouTube videos too long, but we're gonna be popping over to Twitch. We're gonna be working on this all week. Next week, we'll definitely gonna try to get another one done. For next week, we'll be doing some self-portraits. I can actually pop this on over back. Do some self-portraits, stuff like that. But so guys, sorry I've been away for a few weeks. Thanks for sticking out, for hanging out. Let me rephrase that. Waiting for me to come back and get some videos up. I appreciate it so much. And, always throw a like, throw some comments down below what you guys have been working on, what you kind of want to see me do more of in the future. That'd be awesome. And so I'll see you on the next Drawing with Dave. And I do want to do the video about going to art school, whether not to go to art school, because I think there's pros and cons of both. So, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for being patient. As always, like, subscribe. Love you guys. Thank you.